For most of my life, I thought I was a beggar. I thought that I needed to ask for acceptance, for love, for success, for a sense of belonging outside of myself. I had this mentality and this programming that I always needed to feel inferior to other people, and I needed to beg for acceptance. And that made me feel awful. It crushed my soul because I thought this is how I was meant to live for the rest of my life. As I started studying different books, different teachings, the most important principle that I've learned is this: I was always the one in control, and my ability to change from being a beggar into a powerful creator. If you think about it collectively, so many of us are being faced with tests, with tremendous challenges that are painful, that create suffering, that create this apparent lack or tension or stress or fear. And this is simply life saying you are not allowed to keep acting from those fearful thoughts and emotions and these patterns of the ego. It is time for you to awaken and understand that you always had the free will and the authority and the power to command silence to this ego, which is not your true self. And it took me 7 years to really activate this loving power. Because who is the one that accepts the lies of the mind? Who is the one that accepts the unworthiness of the mind, or this addiction to stress and anxiety that you don't even need? You could drop it like a coal that is burning your hands. But we have normalized this so much in society that we just think it's part of our nature to be stressed and to be anxious. You can't run away from stress. That's what they say. But what creates the stress? What creates the anxiety? It's simply your acceptance of the lie that your ego is feeding you through your mind. The only way that we can be in stress is if we think that the future is more important than the present moment. The present moment is where you unlock your creator consciousness. This is where you really tap into your power to create a beautiful, extraordinary future. But if you decide you want to accept the lies of the mind, then you're going to be taken out of your power into the future or into the past, and that is going to create stress or depression. So I'm here to share a truth that I've discovered after 7+ years of suffering and thinking that I was a victim to life. The truth is, if I make the present moment the main priority of my life, and I tell my ego and I speak to it and I say, enough, you shall not influence my life any longer. I do not accept this stress anymore. I do not accept this anxiety anymore. I'm going to ground myself in the truth. Then that truth will set you free. You need to consciously govern and tame this wild animal that your ego is. It is time for all of us to stop fearing this untamed animal, because we are the ones who have the power. Just imagine this analogy. Imagine that you have a beautiful house, and that at night you can either leave it open for intruders or for unwanted guests to come in and create chaos inside that house, or you can have the most incredible lock and a door that can never be penetrated, so you can keep living in your house of wholeness and peace. And so this analogy is perfect to explain how through our minds, we are whole. That's our true nature. But if we allow the ego to come knocking on the door, then when it knocks, it's equivalent to those thoughts. You can't do this. You can't do that. You shouldn't be at peace. Who do you think you are? You should keep doing stuff. You can't just sit around and do nothing. You're not worthy for that relationship. You're not worthy to call in your dream partner because this and this and this happened in the past. How dare you think that you can do this? All of these thoughts, all of these feelings are coming straight from the false master, the egoic self. You can only serve one master. And because you have free will, you can choose if you want to listen to the ego. And if you do, it's the equivalent of you opening the door to unwanted guests to come into your house of presence and wholeness and create chaos. So when those thoughts are coming in, that's where you need to stand firm in your 2 feet and remember your truth. And I will speak about the truth in a moment, but I'm still painting the picture of how this happens. So for example, if I receive this thought from my ego that says, you can't do this, you can't do that, who do you think you are? Well, it is up to my conscious awareness and free will to decide if I'm choosing to accept that. And if I said, oh yeah, you know what? You're right. I can't do this, I can't do that. I'm not worthy of this because of these things that happened in the past. And the moment that you agree with them, that's when the house of wholeness falls apart. That's when you allow chaos and illusion and fear to rule your life. And then you're like, why am I stressed? Why am I anxious? It's because you allow that thought. You accepted it through your attention. So instead, what you need to do is stand firm in your 2 feet. And when the ego comes knocking in your door, you have to build your conscious awareness to the point where you can identify it and say, this is the ego. This is not me. That's your first step. The second step is you need to consciously use your voice and say, stop. You have no power. Be gone. You shall not influence my life any longer. Not today. I am the master. I am the one who has the power. Just use that phrase over and over again. Have the courage, the guts to speak to your ego like that. And you will see how it learns who is the true master. Because you've always been a walking master. You've just forgotten. And I'm making this video to help you remember. Just like I spent 7+ years thinking that I was a beggar with all of these limiting beliefs and fears, this video, the intention of it is to help you awaken to the most profound level of that truth, that you were always a creator and that all your power, all your love, all your wisdom always comes from within. And the only place that you can find it is in this present moment. Awaken, my friends, awaken, because you're a child of God. You're a son of the creator of the universe. And if you have the courage to dare, to be, and to let go of past programmings of religion and spirituality and personal development, you can open your heart. You can receive this truth that goes beyond words. Then you can be free. You can live heaven on earth. But you first have to let go of all of the conditioning, everything you've learned in your life. And please only take what resonates as truth in your body. That's all I ask. Go beyond the logical mind, drop into your body, drop into your heart. And I know that if you're one that's ready to receive this truth, you will, and you will claim it with all your might. And once you do that, you can do these sessions that I've created for you below in the YouTube description. You can start looking at the different videos that I've been making and start walking the path of true light, of service and love for the world. It is time for all of us to collectively stop playing small and to take the leap and start taking action on your dreams, on your mission here on this lifetime. You have unique gifts that you need to share with the world, and it won't happen until you remember that you're the one who's in freaking control, that you're the one who has the power to say no to the false master and to return to the truth. And the truth is that you and your true self are one with the presence of God. That's what gives you life. God's nature is your nature, and your nature is love, peace, prosperity, abundance, and service. And if you find yourself right now not living in those qualities, in that essence, then it is because you have chosen to believe and accept the false master. And this is a call for you to awaken and return to your path of light and to only accept that which is your true nature, which is God's nature. All the love. I love you, and I'll see you on the next one. And if you want to be supported, if you want a community of like-minded people who are on the same path, that's why I've created True Self University, where I host weekly calls, and every day I share different expansion lessons for everyone who wants to be on this path. You can find more information below, and it would be an honor to serve you there as well. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.